What's up, guys? Danglers are back. ICAST. We got a very special guest today. He needs no introduction. On him, Mat Robertson. Let's get it.
On him.
Appreciate y'all boys having me over here.
Yes, sir.
I got lost in ICAST here trying to get over here. I'm used to a circle drive through the trailer park, and I got 500 miles here, so I don't know what they expected at the Berkeley booth. Expected me to get here on time, so a little too complex for an old country boy.
Hey, we made it happen, though.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah,
for coming
we got
on.
We're
I
not running
appreciate
too tight of a schedule here at the Auburn booth. So.
No, we're good.
Keeping it loose.
Expected college schedule.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
On time is 10 minutes late.
that's exactly right. I've been there my whole life.
So you're in the Classic, baby. Tell us about that. How good does that feel?
Yeah, man. Actually, going into the St. Lawrence River, I felt pretty good, and then I had a day, the first day, like caught 9 pounds on the St. Lawrence River, which is probably the worst ever. But absolute train wreck of a day, probably the worst day of bassing I ever had. And after that, I knew I had to catch them big the second day to stay in that Classic cut. Went out and caught 19 pounds, and yeah, dude, it was at the time. I didn't know if I was going to make it or not, but I'm super excited to be going back to the Classic. And yeah, I got to pick out some good attire. I don't know how cold it's going to be. I don't know if we're going to go cut off fur coat or maybe a cut off and a fur coat. So, but yeah, man, super pumped to be going back to the Classic.
Have you given a Canadian tuxedo any thought?
I have.
I think.
Yeah.
I think it could work.
I think it could work. I'm gonna try to talk Gus into doing it, but
That'd be sick.
I doubt he would. He's pretty modest.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
yeah,
Yeah. Got the bass tattoo and everything.
yeah. I got the bass tattoo.
So-
You know, a lot of I still got people here that thought it was fake. I was like, no, I'm from Kentucky. I'm a redneck. I don't have nothing. We're going all the way and getting it tattooed on us, boys.
How long did it take you to color your registration numbers on the side of the boat?
Oh, you know, whopping 3 minutes.
Pretty
So,
good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
didn't take long.
You could probably start a business doing that for people.
Yeah, I do custom work. Just shoot me a message on Instagram. You got to pay for the plane ticket and probably about $40. So,
Well, you said you had a tough tournament at St. Lawrence, which is kind of known as a great place to go fishing,
Yeah.
but you've built this reputation of just grinding it out on tough fisheries.
yeah, dude. The first day, I was catching some fish, and Seth told me about like these northern smallies on the St. Lawrence and how they just don't want to stay pinned. It's like their skin's extra hard and whatnot. And dude, my boat broke down right out the gate. Had to get it fixed. I was running like 110 miles, and from start to finish, the day just went bad. I hooked 5 good fish, and I lost every one of them. And yeah, dude, then the next day we went out there and grinded it out like normal, caught 19 pounds, and kind of showed what we was around. Had the opportunities. It was one of those days that all anglers have, that no matter what you do, everything's going to go wrong. And you just got to get through them days, you know. So
You do it enough like me, you get good at it.
I get pretty good at it, buddy. but no, man. Y'all been to the northern smallmouth fisheries?
I haven't.
We went
No?
to Saginaw for.
I've
our
kind of
last
been living
college
up there all summer.
Have you? Where you
Yeah.
been?
We went to St. Lawrence when it opened.
Yeah.
Put my dad on some big smallmouth, and then we went to Champlain, and I'm actually staying at a buddy of mine's house who lives there. He's on
Yeah.
our team.
Nice.
And we both fished the Toyota series out there and just flew down here.
Yeah.
But
Have y'all seen the new Berkeley 4.6-inch flatworm?
Yeah, we got some over here.
Yeah. So
Connor, bring those over.
Hand us that.
I wish we had some little generals.
We have a
For
couple
the,
over here.
We do.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
for
some
the
over there as
tournament.
yeah,
well.
so you got the new little generals for your Ned rig fishing with the max scent, and if you don't think scent matters going into smallmouth fishing, you're absolutely wrong, and it definitely makes a difference. And I know a lot of guys are preferring the original smaller flatworm over the 4.6-inch, but man, one thing I've learned is to take this little bigger flatworm and run a nail weight up in it and Nico rig it, And, you know, I'm telling you, them little smallies, kind of like a Ned rig, they cannot stand that thing Nico rigged.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little bigger bait. You're able to do a little bit more with it. And, dude, if you're fishing the St. Lawrence or one of them or Champlain, and you're worried about a bass that's that can't eat that bait, you're not going to do it. You're going to catch 9 pounds like I did on the first day, okay? But, yeah, that 4.6 inch flatworm with the max scent's real deal, you know.
Yeah, that max scent.
It's bad.
It's
Nico
catfish
rigged
bait.
that thing, and you're going to catch them. And same thing with the little general up there on them smallies. Like, I never thought that bass were so scent keyed until I really started fishing for the northern smallies. And dude, like, a couple of my roommates even, you know, they's like, man, they choke that max scent.
They really do.
Yeah, they gut it. Like, you might be getting them ungut hooked up there.
I was catching some on Champlain on a football jig, and I had the max in chunk,
Yeah.
and like every single one of them, it was like all the way down their throat.
Yeah.
Like, I almost want to throw something different because they're eating so good.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's the real deal though. But man, that was my first time actually going to some real northern smallmouth fisheries, and I was right. Man, I gotta tell you, I've roomed with the right guys. Put myself there. Like, they're my best buds, every one of them, and you know, they kind of took care of me up there, give me a crash course in it. But dude, I like that northern smallie fishing, so I think I'm gonna go back up there and fish the Open on the St. Lawrence, and
When's the Open?
I think it's the first week of September.
Okay,
So it'll be a little later. It'll be a lot deeper fishing probably, but yeah, we're gonna go up there and get a little more experience. I asked Corey, I was like, you think you'll help me out going up there? And he said, oh, no, it's way too late. But we're going to do it anyways, and hopefully go up there and crack on a few and have a good time.
That'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
We got our national championship coming up out there in 2 weeks.
On the St. Lawrence?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It'll be fishing. Like, we actually hit it at a really tough time. Like, there's a couple guys that caught them pretty good. But for the most part, a lot of us only got 5 to 10 bites a day. And it's because we hit the berry tail of that post spawn. But whenever you all go, you're going to catch a lot more fish. And it's going to be fun.
Yeah, looking forward to it for sure.
definitely
Looking forward to putting some of these new Maxim products to work.
If you ain't throwing the max scent, you're missing out. That ain't no joke.
Definitely
So-
looking forward to that.
First season on the Elite Series. What are your thoughts overall? You enjoy it? Some things you wish you could have gone back and done differently, or?
Yeah, man, I think back, there's about 3 fish on 3 different tournaments that would have, like, I would have liked to have won that Rookie Angler of the Year. I lost a couple at Fork and a couple other days, you know, that would have given me 30, 40 points in each tournament. And I think about that a little bit, but it just kind of is what it is. I'd say it was a mediocre year, but everybody keeps on telling me, oh, good year, man. It was a good year. I'm like, no, it was half-assed. You know, it wasn't what it could have been. I expect more out of myself, but I guess we'll chalk it up for a decent year. You know.
Hey, I mean, you're
Made
in the
that
classic, so.
Yeah, made that third classic.
Yeah, and you know, the first 2 tournaments in, I'm fishing to try to win every one of them, and fighters like the goal is to make the classic every year. I was like, you know what, you're right. I got to fish a little smarter here, and yeah, so we kind of straightened it up and fished a little smarter, and used to, like 2 years ago, whenever I fished the Opens for the first time, I was like, I don't want to look at the points. I just go out there and fish, try to win. And I learned that that's not the thing to do. So last year, whenever I fished the Opens and qualified, I actually, every time I'd look at the points, see where I was at. Because, man, as much as you don't want to look at the points, you got to look at it, see where you're at, know what you got to do. It's just like a basketball game or a football game. You got to know how far ahead of you are or how far behind you are, so you know what you got to do the next game.
Would you say this is the first time you've had to like force yourself to kind of fish safe for points instead of just going balls to the walls every day you get blast off?
Man, I got to tell you, like, I don't think I really fish safe. I go out there, and I hear guys having these great practices, and for some reason, I hardly ever have these great practices. Like, I'll get a couple bites here and there, and it'll kind of lead me to, but like going into the St. Lawrence, a lot of guys played it safe, fishing by the ramp, and I put her in the wind and run 100, 110 miles. I'd say by fishing smarter, I think, I'm from Kentucky Lake. I was a big swim baiter. Loved throwing big swim baits and everything. But the thing I had to do, I had to kind of get away from going to venues and throwing nothing but those big swim baits. I needed to get back to more your conventional style of fishing and just, chatterbait and, you name it, just your conventional bass fishing styles. And that's kind of what I did. But I go out there and I try to get on something where I can catch the 5 biggest ones. And if I think I can get 5 to 8 bites, I'll still go do that. And knowing that if I only got 3 or 4, that they'd still equal what I would have caught if I went and tried to, scrap out 12 pounds.
Right.
Did you get the chance to throw the big baits at Fort?
I did. I practiced with the big baits, and I know guys caught them on the big baits, but they were actually on a different portion of the lake than I was, and I don't think it was half. I was up the left arm of Fork, and a lot of those guys were catching them right there around the bend of the lake and up the right arm, and I never did get that going. And dude, it kind of sucks because that's what I love doing. Like, I'm sitting here watching Zaldane and throwing a big glide bait, and I know Lee told me, he asked me after the first day, he's like, hey, dude, you sling the big bait? I was like, a little bit, but shit, I didn't get hit on it there in practice,
Yeah.
And, but, man, I had my opportunities at Fork, had a good first day, and second day, just lost 1 or 2 great big ones, dude. Had them get down in that timber, and there's nothing you can do whenever that happens. I actually caught him on the Berkeley Stunner then. I'm like, I lost the one I had, and I'm asking, like, I kind of insulted Hank Cherry, and I didn't mean to. I'm asking Gussie for a jerk bait, and Hank's like, hey, man, what do you need? I said, hey, you know one of them new Berkeley jerk baits they're coming out with? I said, I was like, you're sponsored by Berkeley, ain't you? I said, you got one of them new ones, coming out? He's like, yeah, that's my jerk bait. I was like, oh, hell, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I forgot. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you got one of them? And he gave me one of the ones I needed.
Those things are sweet.
One, yeah, it's the real deal, dude. It's the baddest jerk bait I've ever thrown. I was throwing them back in the wintertime on Kentucky Lake, go out in about 4 hours, catch about 20 keepers. I really like the deep diver one for wintertime fishing, but yeah, it was Fork was fun. I'm really looking forward to going back to it this year.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask with the schedule just coming out. What's your top 3 on there, and which one do you not want? All that.
I wish we weren't going back to the St. John's, not because I didn't do well there. I don't think it's the greatest fishery, and we go there a lot. We went there like 5 out of the last 6 years, or at least the Elite Series did. I haven't. I'd like to go to some different places. And, man, I like Fork, Chickamauga, and probably Thousand Islands. Even though Chickamauga's on the Tennessee River, it's going to be a shallow tournament. It's not going to be a deep tournament. They're going to be close to spawning, maybe pre-spawn. But yeah, them are the 3 I'm looking forward to, dude.
What are your thoughts on going way out west of South Dakota?
South Dakota? I think it's going to be a hell of a drive.
It's going to be a hell
We're
of a
going to
drive.
make a hell of a drive to the biggest lake in the damn world, it sounds like. Like, I tell people about Kentucky Lake, like, you cannot fish the other end of Kentucky Lake to the other in one day. It's 180,000 acres, and now we're going to 340,000 acre lake. I mean, it's not really intimidating because I'm used to fishing big water, but not thrilled about the drive. I heard the fishing's okay. I heard it's not the greatest. You know, so I think last time they were there, 17.5 pounds of smallmouth won a year. So yeah, we'll get out there and get after it. I think I'm actually gonna make a trip there. We're there in the middle of August, so I'm gonna make a trip out there in the middle of August, see what it's all about.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Any thoughts on the mystery stop to be announced?
No, man. I've heard some rumors, and honestly, it could be anywhere. So it could be we're still down south before it, we're up north after it, so there's no telling.
Maybe they'll send y'all to Saginaw Bay.
That's what we're thinking. They sent us there as a test run, I think.
Yeah, it may be. Maybe Saginaw Bay. It might be. I heard it might be Cayuga, you know. And I would be perfectly fine with Cayuga. Them guys caught them out there on a deep plug. Some caught them flipping milfoil. So, yeah, I'd be all right going up there. So,
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm all right with the bigger northern swings, so I'd be happy with that.
A lot more fun up there to me. A lot easier to get a bite.
Oh, yeah.
Well, since this was your first year on the Elite Series, you've been fishing the Opens for a little while. What would be your best advice, you know, for someone like me or some of the other people on our team? Like, I'll be fishing the Opens next year, trying to get where you're at. And what would be the best piece of advice you could give to someone like that as far as trying to make it to the next level?
So the best advice I can give you, and I know you college anglers do it a lot, y'all network a lot, get a lot of help from people. The best thing I can tell you is have a small group of guys, 2 or 3. Don't put up your phone. Don't make phone calls. Like I know when I hear about it, how the college networking is. You go somewhere, you make a lot of phone calls. But let me tell you something. If you qualify for the Elite Series by getting help, if you get help and you qualify, whenever it's time for you to go fish the Elite Series, you're not going to do any good because you're not able to go out there and do it on your own and able to get help. So you need to rely on yourself more, because whenever you make that phone call to somebody and you're like, hey man, I'm coming to the St. Lawrence River or, you know, Saginaw Bay or wherever you're going, and you're like, hey, I need some help, I'm coming up there, you're automatically, subconsciously saying that that person's better than you and they can beat your. And on the Elites, you can't rely on nobody but yourself and maybe a couple of your roommates for a little bit of help, you know, because we help each other out if we need it. But you got to rely on yourself more than anything. And if you don't do that right now, you ain't going to be able to do it next year if you qualify for the Elites. So stop at, like, if you ask for help, stop asking for help, put up the phone, and go out there and see what you're made of by yourself.
Good deal.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Definitely something a lot of college anglers need to hear.
Yeah.
For sure.
There definitely is a lot of guys there, phone callers.
Yep. I know a lot of phone fishermen. And you can see the ones, like I may have a year next year, you never know, but you can, through the past you can kind of see the ones who got help that got there, and then you can't get any information at all. Schedule's out, I can't get no information on any of these places. It's not public, you know, and you gotta be able to do that.
Right.
I don't know where I heard this, but I heard a rumor that Bassmaster's trying to, or I know this.
You're fine, go ahead.
I just said, I heard a rumor that Bassmaster's getting rid of that rule.
Getting rid of the no information rule?
I heard that from someone, but I haven't heard anything else.
I don't think so, because I think we're the top tier of the sport, and I think that rule needs to be in place.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely a fan of that rule.
The elite anglers are, and I know there's some guys who would love to see that rule go, or adjustments be made to that rule. But honestly, I can tell you that that is the first time I've heard that.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone told me that, and I was like, there's no way that they would go back on something like that.
I don't think they would either.
That'd be like them saying cheating's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not a fan.
I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, man, if you want it, you gotta focus on yourself and everything. So.
Definitely.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Have you built like a brotherhood with a bunch of guys, or is just a small group? Like is there camaraderie among the whole field? or do you just talk to a few guys that you trust?
So I'm going to say I'm friends with more than just the group, man. Fighter and the Canadians and Chris Grove, they're my guys. Like, I'll tell them anything and everything. And like, fishing wise, they're my guys. Now, like, I really like a lot of other anglers, and we talk friendly. We don't really talk fishing. I like Chad Pipkins, Palaniuk, but we don't really talk any fishing, Got a lot of guys like that I'm friendly with, and I think that's where we keep it. We keep it a friendship and don't mix fishing in.
Good. I like that.
That's cool.
That's a good rule.
Yeah.
Good rule. What else we got?
You gonna keep fishing opens or just hand pick them or?
So I was gonna try to fish a couple opens this year, but with the schedule and the traveling, it didn't really work out. So I'm gonna jump in the open on the St. Lawrence River this year, and next year I'm gonna have to see. I want to fish one set of opens, but I gotta be able to look at the schedule and know I'm not gonna be driving from New York to South Dakota and then down to North Carolina. The schedule's got to line up for me to fish a set of opens.
Definitely.
So.
You almost have to hand pick them because of your Elite Series schedule.
I want to fish a set. Like this year, if I'd have fished a set of opens, no matter what set, I tried to work it out. Like, for example, I would have had to, we'd have went to Lake Fork, and then I would have had to drive all the way back to Douglas Lake in East Tennessee, and then I would have had to drive all the way back to the Sabine River. Like, and that's just, it's just too much,
It is a lot of driving.
So hopefully the opens line up a little better with the scheduling on the Elite Series, and I'm going to try to fish a set of opens.
When does that schedule usually come out?
It came out real late last year, but I have good I feel like it's going to come out a lot earlier this year. The season ended so late last year, so man, I would say it'll probably come out after the last open. It is just a good.
Do you like the? I noticed next year's season's a lot later into the year. How do you like that?
Getting into August. Yeah, dude. I'm a summertime fall fisherman. Like I can catch them in the spring and everything and whatnot, but I thoroughly enjoy fishing in the summertime and the fall. So yeah, stack them up later in the year. It's not going to hurt my feelings, even if we're up north. I really enjoy the late schedule.
I like that too. Something a little different.
Oh yeah.
So is Kentucky Lake on the upswing?
It's on the upswing. So in the wintertime, I thought it was going to be off the chain this year.
Yeah.
And the carp numbers are down. You can kind of see it. And like I said, go there in 4 hours, catch 20 keepers. It's taking, most of the year it's taking 20, 22 to win a tournament. Right now, you're getting into the dog days of summer. So, and I haven't got to get out there. I got out there about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, and it fished decent for me. Not great, but decent. But now I'm seeing it starting to take 16, 17 pounds to win again, and we got a bunch of bait. I hear there's a bunch of shad, so that's good. But I still think, like last year I said 2 years, but I hate to push it back, but I think 2 more years and we'll be looking good.
That's good.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
What do you think it'll take for another tournament to get there? 'Cause, I mean, it's kind of
I don't know. I'd like them to stick at June 2nd on Kentucky Lake.
Yeah.
So,
I bet.
yeah, fishing tough or not, I'd take it. So,
Would you rather it be fishing tough?
absolutely.
Figured.
But fishing tough or fishing not, that's my home pond. Honestly, the only time of year that they put a tournament there that I'd even practice a whole lot is if the water was in the bushes. Other than that, we're just gonna go wing it and take it easy that week. Been fishing that place for my whole life, and it's my home. I'd love to see it. We'll go back there sometime. It may be 5 years, but we'll go back. It's getting there.
Have you received any pushback around that area trying to fish local derbies because of your tour level?
Yeah, there's there's some guys won't let me fish the local derbies, but then I got, other guys who support me, and they invite me out to fish them.
I see posts from angler, like tour level guys, kind of complaining about how they get pushed out. And if you think about it, those guys are fishing the lake half of what the local guys are once they're on tour, because you're traveling so much. It just seems so strange that they push you out like that, but I guess they're just scared of some competition.
Man, it kind of comes with the territory. If you want to fish the Elite Series at that top tier level, you better go ahead and get ready for the blowback. It's going to happen. Like, there's a couple small organizations like USA Bass, and I can't fish those now, and that's okay. But yeah, there's a couple of them. Some, people, there's always going to be people complain, but for the most part, got a lot of support back home, and I can't complain about it too much. I'm getting to do what I want for a living.
That's true.
So you got to sacrifice the nickel and dime turn.
It's a good outlook.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, Matt.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck at the Classic and the Open.
Yeah, kick some butt up there.
2022.
Hell yeah. We're going to give them hell next year. So
Yes, sir.
Let's go Canadian tuxedo.
we might do it.
Let's do
Let
it.
us know.
We might do it.
I'll show. If you do it, I'll show up to the dang Classic and walk around in a Canadian tuxedo.
All right. I got to look at my options, man. I got my eye on it. I seen a couple fur coats last year while I was looking at some stuff, and I'm talking about some real Gucci stuff, and I'm like, man, I would love to wear that.
That would look pretty sweet.
Dude, I'm telling you, you have no idea. So,
Win
That's
that
awesome.
Open, you can get you something real nice.
I win that Open. We will be I'll drop $4 or $5 grand on a real fur coat. I'm telling you.
Heard it here first.
This man's a dang baller.
Yep.
I like it.
So, I appreciate y'all boys having me on.
Hey, I appreciate
Yes,
it
sir.
too.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
I believe